What's going on, tube? It's your boy, Black King 91, back at you again, probably for the 10th time, goddammit. The Most High, the ancestors testing me, but I'm gonna put this information out here. I did this a little different. I just recorded the video on my phone, and I'm gonna save it. And then I can bring it to you and have multiple tries to give you the information. But before I do this, let me take a second step in my pyramid of protection, my pyramid of peace, my pyramid of prosperity. I advise y'all to do the same. Literally envision yourself inside of a pyramid. You will see this as a powerful meditation. Once you get on certain levels, do this along with the sun. Go to the top. Cut yourself off like where you see that all-seeing eye. That's where you are. Alright, I'm there. Alright, this video is going to be about mastering the self. You know what I'm saying? This is really something that is important, when we gonna be walking this shit, and we not just talking this shit, Mastering the self, doing the inner work, that's gonna make this walk the best that you can make it, because it is rules, it's definitely rules, and it's levels to this shit, so we have to know what's the best way for us to perceive our natural existence. This is going to be a 20-day type thing that anybody that's a newcomer to this kind of information, but it's interesting to you, and you wondering how you can take steps toward unfolding yourself, these are things that you could do. A 20-day sort of thing that you could do. But the first one will be to stop all lusting activities, associated activities. This is really going to be with the mind, helping you clear out the mind, helping you clear out emotions and thought forms like that are probably not good for you. If you are somebody that's out here and you have a bunch of sexual sex partners, know that energetically you are probably spreading your energy out more than you probably would like to, Like if you knew what you were doing, like on an energetic level, on a cosmic level, like symbolically what you were doing to yourself, or the things that you were agreeing to, people would not do probably more than half of the things that we do on a day-to-day basis. But yeah, you want to stop all lusting activities. That's to not bond with too many people and dividing your energy in too many ways. That's really the basic gist of it. Other than that, it's all for your mind. But next we're going to say show all love to life forms. I really can't stress this enough, how much of an impact this is going to have on you and your walk as an ascended being. Being able to show all love to life forms is going to be key, and being able to stand in that, it's going to have a direct impact on your walk, believe me. But I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Next, we're going to say stop complaining. I said this in probably the last time that I tried to record this video. Anybody that complains, they probably feel insecure about themselves. Anybody that complains, it's a bunch of different negative emotions that come from somebody that's complaining. But yeah, just like to stop complaining. It's gonna be easier, putting yourself in this mind frame where you're not gonna complain, then you're gonna do more of taking responsibility for yourself and the being that you are along this physical world. You're not gonna complain. You're gonna take initiative in doing whatever it is that need to be done for yourself. But let's keep the energy rolling. Next, we're gonna say be patient. Nothing in this world was built. This is also self-explanatory. If you want to learn to master the self, you're gonna have to be patient with yourself. And you're gonna have to know how to let things come about in your world. And not try so much to press the issue for things. Like you have to learn how not to press the issue, because pushing the issue is not gonna make the world be what you want it to be. And you changing your subconscious mind to inhabit the thought forms that you want your existence to hold, that's how you do it, you know. But that's mastering the self on a whole nother level. You know, we just trying to break y'all into it. But next we're going to say master the art of expression, primarily through the throat chakra. Because that's primarily one of the ways that we are going to be primarily communicating, through the throat chakra, through our languages, through our words, amongst body language and other things. You know, we do have other ways of communicating that subconsciously, instinctually we use, you know, when you realizing how your mind is working, you know. But you really do want to master the art of expression and being able to use your words in a variety of different ways, because these different situations, you know, like it's a lot of different perceptions and different ways that we can approach different situations for different outcomes, you know, if you're really gonna look at this for what it is. But the next one after that, we're gonna say lose all fear. I believe that this is self-explanatory. Just as much as you want to learn how to show love to all life forms, you want to be mindful about where you place your fears, you know, because along this walk, your fears are going to be made apparent to the rest of existence. I know, as crazy as it can sound, how many people have you heard speaking this shit? We are not lying to you. When you reach certain levels, the inner you is being seen by the world. You know, we really want to let you know like what's going on and like what you're getting yourself into and what this is capable of, you know, because this is real. The next one is probably a very big one. Speaking on what I was just speaking on, you're going to have to learn how to forgive, you know, because there's going to be a lot of things that you're going to go through and that you're going to experience. And that in order for it to stop, you have to learn how to forgive, you know, and let things go, you know, like so that you can let things flow down the creek of your existence, you know, and let it go. That was Avatar, the reference. Flow down the creek. But next we're going to say treat all beings equally as you would like to be treated. I believe that's pretty self-explanatory as well. So we're going to go on to the next one. Next we're going to say stop watching so much TV. That's to free the mind. This is more so to get you away from a lot of the media manipulated information, you know, Facebook, Twitter, you know, the news, you know, where they pump certain information to get certain reactions from the masses for a variety of different reasons. You know, you really want to be able to unplug from it all, you know, so that you run on your own consciousness, you know, like, you know, how it's really putting you in a place where you're inside, like where you can go inside the self and do the inner work. You know, this is what this is about. It's not like, oh, the TV is so bad, but it's like the attention that it pulls, you know, like it's pulling you outside yourself for too long, you know, like that's one of the tools that's beginning to be used that way. But next we're going to say doing Tai Chi and Qigong outside with no shoes during the daytime and the nighttime. You know, you want to get that in, make sure you're getting that sun and moon energy. Everybody knows that Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga, these are good things for us as spiritual people. You know, they speak heavily about different things like the chakras. I believe that one of the biggest, symbolically, one of the biggest things that people do when they do yoga and do Tai Chi and Qigong is that they get in these positions where their body feels unbalanced. You know, like where physically, oh, it's hard for you to hold balance in this warrior 2 pose, warrior 3 pose. But after an accumulated time of you holding these poses, the body becomes stronger. And I think symbolically, you know, like through the world, it's basically just saying, you know, you can be in a situation where you feel imbalanced, but if you give yourself time, then you can become stronger and you'll be able to hold yourself balanced through more situations in life, through different positions in life like that you would take. But all in all, that's what I see. Next, we're going to say to get into sun gazing. This is also something that you can do. The sun is going to be beaming you direct cosmic energy. If you're going to be doing this every day, I would figure that you would be hella charged up. Like I have done this, like I haven't done this like on a consistent basis, but when I did do this, every time I felt a difference. Like with my energetic self, with my, like in my aura field. Like the sun really does charge you up a lot. Like I've done it, like just being out in the sun, being stuck in the sun. Yeah. And it happened. Like all of a sudden I'm charged up like a motherfucker. Like fuck, like the sun just put you on 10. It really does. But if you're gonna sun gaze, do it during the first hour of the day and the last hour of the day if you're just starting. So that these rays aren't damaging the retinas of your eyes, of course. You know this. But next thing we're going to say is to drink a lot of water. When you are pulling these high frequencies into the self for whatever reason, water, like you be thirsty. Like it's like this insatiable thirst that you do kind of come over, for... They say that water is good with balancing, so that may be what this is all about. Water is knowing when you begin to go to these higher levels, the body naturally wants to cleanse itself, so you want to drink all this water. That's what you're doing. But the next one after that, we're going to say to begin meditating. This is going to be a huge one. This is going to pull you closer to your inner self. I'm going to speak on this again in various ways, so I'm going to go on to the next one. Through your meditations, you want to learn how to turn these negative thoughts to a positive. This is you being that alchemist, like that they speak of. Through you being able to change your thoughts, you're going to be able to change the physical world, and see, as simple like as it may sound, through you being able to, okay, see, like I'm gonna give you a situation like where you can use your power. A lot of these females, see, I stay in the hood. I stay in North St. Louis City, Martin Luther King and fucking Sarah, like real shit, like in the heart of the hood, like the foe, like what they call it. But a lot of these females out here, like they be so quick, like they be quicker to go harder like than some of these niggas, but it's like peep different situations, like when you would get angry and the reasons why you would get angry. I think if you do that, then it would be it'd be times that when you would want to take a step back and not exhibit those emotions for the sake of just being a better person. Of course, people are going to be who they be, but if you're going to be working on your inner self, and I believe that if you can take a step back and read yourself like during those moments, then you would choose to take other steps, Like if you didn't, then subconsciously you're telling yourself that you wanted that ignorance in your life. And for that, I applaud you. I commend you. But after learning to turn negative thoughts into positive thoughts, we're going to say the next one is learning not to take things so serious. This is really gonna help you like take the load off. When you walking through this journey, not for the fact of putting any work that needs to be done off, but for the fact that you can free your mind of the stresses that come along with it. I'm not saying put anything on the back burner and hold anything off, but you want to be able to not take it so serious. So for the fact that you can be mentally sane at the end and this isn't driving you crazy, and you can go do it. But next we're going to say be thankful for even the negative experiences. A good way to look at that is be thankful for the negative experience because they are experiences that are chances for you to be growing stronger consciously. Growing in consciousness for us is going to be learning to consciously change our reactions through this physical matrix, so that we can reflect the light in a different way, like in a better way, in a more powerful way. You concentrate and light gets stronger, like that beam, like you concentrate that beam like down into that you know, when things get stronger. But I'm gonna say that just like that. Be thankful for even the negative experiences. Next, we're gonna say master your balance through workout. I was speaking on that earlier with the Tai Chi, as with a Shaolin monk. Is what I put. Master your balance through the workouts, putting your body in these different positions where your balance is compromised, and you keep your body in these positions to where the muscles form, and after a while, the body's balance isn't compromised. The body is able to hold itself in these different positions. Symbolically, I feel like that's telling you that you can be in imbalanced situations and learn to bring balance to imbalanced situations. You know, that's basically the power that we have. Yeah. But learning to master your balance. Next, we're going to say the next two are going to be learning to control your dreams and learning to astral project. You know, I feel like once we're going really deep, like into the deeper parts of yourself, you know, into these other realms of yourself, being able to do this is going to help you receive information, you know, because the world is constantly trying to tell you something, and more than likely, it could be telling you more when you're in a dream state. It can definitely tell you more about this experience in a dream state. And if you're able to interpret your dreams, then you could be pulling a lot of codes through. Like, you definitely can be pulling a lot of useful information through. Not just from that, but literally going to the astral realm, connecting with other entities that are definitely connecting with your ancestors. If you that nigga connecting with the Most High, you know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody speaks directly to the Most High, but you know what I'm saying? Like, speaking to your ancestors, speaking to other entities that are on these levels, and you know, but who knows who the niggas is? I'm not gonna say nobody don't be speaking to them. You may be connected to fucking royalty, but next, we're going to say eat raw fruits and veggies. That goes with what I was saying with the water. The body is going to naturally want to cleanse itself when you go into these higher frequencies. So, eating raw fruits and veggies, a lot of these raw fruits and veggies be 80 to 90% water. Upward of 98% water, a fucking watermelon will be. You know what I'm saying? Like, if this is like a primary source, like, of your diet, like, think about how much cleaning you doing with your body and like how good that's going to be for you. Like, real shit. Like, of course, you would want to do things like incorporate other proteins, protein powders, and different things that are gonna help you supplement. You know, of course, you aren't just gonna be constantly fruits, veggies. No, you're gonna be doing things that are gonna be holding you. Things like protein powders and shit that are like gonna be helping you supplement that extraness and filling your stomach up without having to keep putting that bullshit in there, and it's going through like it's healthy. But yeah, eat raw fruits and veggies. Next, we're gonna say drinking teas and using these spices. I'm gonna try and make the rest quick. We're gonna say do that for the same reasons that you would eat the raw fruits and veggies. A lot of these teas and spices, these herbs, have holistic values that we know we could use in our body. Probably some shit like turmeric that's in your fucking cabinet. You will hear a lot of doctors speaking very highly of just something like turmeric, you know. So it's a lot of things that we could be doing, like to like just incorporating it into your body and into your diet. That's gonna have an impact on how you feel day to day. It literally does. It gives you energy, you know. Like, there's a clarity of thought, you know. I really can't explain. Like, it's something that you would have to experience. You know, it really does feel good to eat clean, to eat raw, like, and all that shit. Like, it does feel good. Once you get past probably like that initial hurt, like, it really kind of does hurt. Like, when you're splitting from eating like a regular American. But yeah, I do have a part 2 to this one. The first one to my part 2, I said, begin speaking with your higher self. When you're learning to master yourself, speaking to your higher self is basically ask your inner self a question. And the first notion that you will come with answering the question that you just asked is most likely that's your higher self. You want to learn how to trust yourself and trust your intuitive self, because it's a lot of information like that your intuitive self is going to be trying to give you and trying to guide you into certain situations, but you not trusting and coming from negative emotional forms is going to keep you fucked, but the next one, we're going to say ask the higher self questions and know sometime that you may not get an answer. This is going to be pulling you closer to the higher self, to yourself and the higher self. Don't feel like the higher self is something that you are not. It's just an extra part of yourself that's in a different realm, that's on a higher plane of existence that you are connected to. Like you are connected to a higher realm, but you just have to push through and get to it. That's the whole purpose of this, of what life is, expanding consciousness, becoming the light beings that we are supposed to become. We can have a planet full of light beings. We can have a planet full of fully recognized, fully realized people online, like the planet buzzing, like nothing but righteous energy, nothing but love and peace, full energy, like that don't mean nothing, but like y'all don't know how that feel, like just inside, like knowing that it's nothing but love and peace around you. Like really, like imagine a world like where that was the case, like where it's nothing but love and peace and like happiness around you. Like you didn't have to worry about feeling like somebody was gonna try to do you wrong. This information brings all of that to full circle. It really does. But the next one after that, after asking the higher self questions, I went on to say Satan also has telepathy. Negative thoughts and emotions is him. Yeah, your negative thoughts and emotions is him. And see, I'm not saying that, your fucking negative thoughts and emotions are Satan, but your emotions, once you set them like to a certain intention, they will take on a life of their own. Like your emotions carry a power that will go beyond what you're doing moment to moment, But because you're holding this certain emotion within yourself, it'll cause your reality to still be ticking in that way, even though you have your mind in a different area, Like this is really why you want to be emotionally aware. I'm not saying that Satan is inside the cell, but I am saying that these emotions carry power. And if you're sitting there depressed, like if you like half doing what you're doing and half of you was thinking about, damn, my fucking wife, and you know what I'm saying? Or, like some bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Like it'll be rubbing off, it'll be rubbing off, So really be aware of what you're thinking and what you're feeling inwardly. These things are going to be having effects on your life. Satan has telepathy. Always talk to your higher self. We're constantly going to go back to just trying to do things to help you form connections. This is really what this is about. The connection. Think about it. Everywhere you go, it's about the connection. Like was it a good connection? Like was there any connection at all? Like was it a bad connection for whatever reason? Like the interaction between you and the next man for whatever reason. These are the connections. You have to learn how to connect to the sun. You have to learn how to connect to the trees. You have to learn how to connect to the earth. Like this is what you literally have to learn how to do. Like, and it's really not as hard as you think it is. Like you can take your astral self. I know I can move my astral self wherever I want to go. Like if you're in a room with me, I could take you to the sun with me, son. You know what I'm saying? Like I could take you to the sun with me. Like, and you will feel it. Like you will feel yourself, your consciousness move outside yourself and go up in the air, and we going to the sun, nigga. Like, and we can see that shit. And like, if I envision the whole heat and everything, nigga, like you would feel that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it fucks me up. Like, but yeah. I always talk to the higher self. You know what I'm saying? Learn to form these connections with the self and with things outside the self. You know, learning how to connect. You know, learning how to connect. But listen to find Satan's voice, as to know when you shouldn't go with a thought or mindset. Uh, Basically, when you know that you're coming from a negative thought form, you know, it's gonna be times when, of course, you can use your anger. You know, it's really not times when. I mean, if somebody died and you feel sadness, I'm not gonna say that that's like a bad thing. You know, like, so it's gonna be times like when you're gonna be able to feel sad. Uh, Depression as well. You know, like if you do, like I'm not gonna say that, oh, you're so wrong, you know, but yeah, these thought forms are destructive. These thought forms don't have your best intent, you know, and if kept unchecked, you know, like if this is a thought form or something that you constantly feel, you know, like then you have to do things to put yourself in a different mind frame, whatever that may be. Like this is your world. Like, you know, like you can't expect nobody to be like, oh, like trying to take time out with you and like trying to help you figure this out. You know what I'm saying? Like if you feel fucked up, then you have to figure yourself out, love. You know, like I say that with a kiss on the cheek, you know, like figure it out. Like a kiss on the forehead, you know, like one of those. But so know where you shouldn't go. Next one I said, ask the higher self questions before you act. This is again about forming those connections, you know. A lot of time you will get an answer within yourself, you know, like intuitively you're going to give yourself an answer. And see, don't let your mind get cloudy. Like, see, some of y'all might do that, like, because you feel like, oh, like this is something that's so great. And like, so you put so much intention on wanting to ask yourself a question so that the higher self can answer it and you can be guided by a spiritual force, you know what I'm saying? But know that these spiritual forces work for you. You know what I'm saying? You are the boss. You are the manager. You know, so it's not like you would be like, oh, spiritual, No, you would be like, go do that. You know what I'm saying? I need you to do that right there. That's what I need you to do. No, I don't need you to do that. I don't need you to do that. That's not helping me right there. I need you to do that. I need you to build that right there. No, not like that, like that. Scoot it over a little bit, you know. You can be as specific as you like, you know. This is how you sit back and demand yourself. Learn how to be that way with yourself. Learn how to be the boss of your mind. Learn how to be the boss of your body. You know, I believe down to a cellular level, like that can be the case. Like where you can command your cells. You can command your body's cells. You can command the earth. You can command the seas. Like you can command the water. You can move a mountain. Like real shit. Like this is where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying? Like it be firing me up because it's like, nigga, this is what we can do. Oh, like I'm lit. Like I want to see like if we can do it. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody else is just like I don't know. It seems like a tall order. Like it seems scary if I had to go do that. So no. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sitting here, I'd be so fired up, you know what I'm saying, like doing this research and just unfolding it for myself. Like just sitting here like in my own mind, like, yo, nigga, this shit is fixed. Nigga. You know what I'm saying? But on to the next one. Ask your higher self questions before you act. The next one we're gonna say, always tell your higher self you love them. You know. This is plugging those positive affirmations like into yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like telling your intuition that you love it. You know what I'm saying? Like being thankful for these higher forces being working in your life. You know, being thankful for these forces. Being thankful for you even being able to be alive, to even be able to perceive these forces, you know, and being able to reach a higher level, you know, because we're not gonna praise the world just because we got to sit on this level. But the fact that we get to go to the next level and the next level, you know, like that's the reason like why we're gonna praise it. You know, like you don't praise a dog for being a dog, but after they learn how to sit, then you want to give it a treat. You know what I'm saying? But uh learning to master your anger, learning how to turn anger into happiness. Of course, this is again being an alchemist. Um, Once you get on these certain levels, you know, like you probably gonna learn how to steer clear of a lot of these different emotions. But anger can probably be like one of those emotions that like constantly creep in. You know, I kind of see that kind of being the case. You know, depending on what kind of person you are, like anger will kind of be that one emotion that it's like can still creep in. You know, like once you're the most confident, you know, so you don't feel like anxiety, you don't feel unconfident, you don't feel insecure. You know, anger is that still that one negative emotion that can like creep in. Anger and probably sadness if something happens, you know, depending on the situation. But I guess that's what anger as well. So learn how to master your anger, you know, because even on high levels, these are, I would say, probably the emotions that would probably cause you to do something, I would say, reckless, I guess, as a human. But there is no moral compass on the other side. Spirituality and your consciousness does not move with a moral compass. That's all shit that we created to keep ourselves safe in what we felt like the world was and should be. But the next one we're gonna say train the body physically. You know, of course, we know what that's good for. Next, I said meat triggers all disorders, which is probably about the fact. I'm not gonna say the problem is 100% the meat, but this processed Schnucks brand, you know, Walmart brand food that we get on a regular basis goes through such a process and is kicked with so many additives and preservatives and antibiotics and different shit like that to preserve shit like shelf life and who knows what else, you know what I'm saying, hormones, and it's like, you know, but living amongst this industrial world, for us to say that we want clean grass-fed meat across the United States will probably be unfathomable. So this would be something that you have to do for yourself. Um, Again, I said eat raw fruits and veggies. I said begin to juice. Making an extreme diet change like this, it's probably gonna be hard for you like to go back. Like say you do this like for a year and then you go to fucking McDonald's, nigga, that shit is gonna fuck you up. Nigga, like that shit is gonna have you like stomach flipped upside down, like organs spinning in your body. Like that shit is not gonna feel good, bro. Like, cause you just did a lot of cleaning. You know, like if you go eat like an organically fed cow that was slaughtered that day, like I guarantee you will feel a difference. Eating grass-fed meat, organically fed meat that's fresh. You know, like the closer that you can get, the closer date that you can get to the exact slaughter like of that animal, it's gonna be 100 times better. It's gonna be 100 times better. It is. But next I'm gonna say the more you cook your food, the more energy is released. We know this because as we put that heat to that food, the molecular structure of our food is breaking down. It's getting softer. It's steam, like you're cooking off the enzymes and the different things that the body would need for nourishment. You know, like really cooking is better for the palate. You know, like for us, biting the food, you know, and like the way we like our textures nowadays. You know, it's really not a nutritional thing that we're doing like when we cook our food. We do that because that's the way we like it. But I digress. The last thing I said was to master sensing others. You want to be able to master the art of being able to know when a motherfucker basically is getting ready to call you. Know when that split second before the pizza man knocked on the door, like with your pizza, you know what I'm saying? Like you felt them, like, oh yeah, I knew you was coming. You know, like you can feel people's presence around you. You know, like you notice like how it feels like when these EMFs connect together. You know what I'm saying? Like these electromagnetic fields do come together, and like it be certain feelings like that happen, like when these charges and different auric fields cross, it could be a different feeling. That varies from person to person. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. What I want to say about mastering yourself. You know what I'm saying? Everybody stay in your pyramids. Stay in your pyramids. It's something I've been doing. I just dropped another telekinesis video. I got me Pinville right there. So I have been working on this shit, you know, real shit, you know, probably been doing research ever since I got back home today, you know, so, man, like I'm a little mad because the last one I had a lot of energy in that one, but I think this is good. This your man's Black King 9-1 in the sun with a gun. You better run, bitch, nigga, bow. You know what I'm saying? This your man's, but I'll be back at y'all with more info. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all. Peace. Looking at this boy.